Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mohammed Marwan. I'm the AI and Data Training Manager, SME, providing the training about emerging technologies. So, as we know, for the last couple of days, everyone is talking about DeepSeek. So, I thought of recording one video to make everyone able to understand what is this engine is all about, how it is different from OpenAI, and how we can make use of it. So without spending a lot of time, let us go ahead and see what are the features available in DeepSeek. Okay, before we start talking about the features of DeepSeek, let us just understand the story here. So DeepSeek is a China company, started before 1 year and a half, so it is relatively new. And the good part here is that they were able to create a model which is having similar performance of OpenAI models without using NVIDIA chips. So they actually use different techniques using artificial intelligence reinforcement algorithms without depending too much into the technology of NVIDIA, because US government, they stopped shipping the NVIDIA chips for China. So that's why they were forced to find another solution for that, another, some other way to create a similar model. And at the end, they were able to do it. And it took from them only 1 year and a half. You're talking about OpenAI, which started in 2016 between Sam Altman and Elon Musk. So here we are talking about a very good technology having similar and very close performance, maybe sometime even better, of OpenAI in some tasks. We are going to see today some of the demonstrations. So this is actually the background, and let us see what this tool is capable of giving us today. So the first thing is we need to understand that with respect to DeepSeek, we have in fact two models. We have something we call it V3 and R1. The V3 is a normal model. You can compare it with ChatGPT 4.0, okay, of OpenAI. So it's a normal model, but it is not why we are talking about DeepSeek today. We are talking about DeepSeek today because they were able to create something we call it R1. So R1, from the name, R is for reasoning. So this is a total different kinds of models even available with OpenAI. In OpenAI, they call it O1, and before 2 days, they came out with O3. So the thing here is that when we go and we insert our prompt, usually we get a certain response, right, immediately. But when you talk about reasoning model, it's not going to do that. It's going to spend some time on doing some sort of logical thinking, a chain of thoughts. Okay, it will spend some time talking with itself, and then after that it will give us a sort of a response. So in this case, it's going to be more accurate. It can handle more complex tasks, especially for mathematics, because I believe you remember when we were using OpenAI, the normal models like 4.0 and even 4.0, it wasn't really good for mathematics. It used to give some wrong information. When we talk about reasoning model, it is especially for math, especially for complex tasks, which require different or multiple steps. So I'm going to show you here, since we are talking about DeepSeek, I have here some little demonstration for you. So what happened here is that I went to ChatGPT and I asked him using 4.0 model a normal question. This is the question. So if RE plus MI equal FA, DO plus SIA equal MI, blah, blah. It's a puzzle. So replace letter with digits and have the sum be true. So he need to replace the letters with digits, and the sum should have these a true output. Fine. So I give it to ChatGPT. He was not able to do it, and he spent a lot of time on generating codes, blah blah blah. At the end, he wasn't able to do it. See, it appeared there is no solution. However, what I have done, I shifted to whatever was created before 2 days. We are talking about O3, right? So I shifted here to O3. I gave exactly the same prompt, the same question, and at the end, see here what he did. He started having some sort of thinking, right? How he should go through it. So this kind of thinking wasn't there before. This is not part of the response. He is just talking with himself to understand how he should go through this problem. And then after that, he found the solution and he gave it to me at the end. And this is the solution. And I compare it with the website from where I took the puzzle. And yes, it is exactly the same. So this shows you that the reasoning model is really performing better when we have complicated tasks. At the same time, I went also to DeepSeek. This is DeepSeek. I gave also this kind of puzzle. And at the end, he wasn't be able to do it because I was using, you remember V3, we said that we have two models. So with V3, he wasn't able to do it. He spent almost 5 minutes, by the way, generating 5 minutes. And after that, what I have done, I shifted to DeepSeek. Here it's available, which is R1. So if you are not going to click on it, you are going to use the V3, which is a normal model. As I said, it doesn't have reasoning. It's good, but it cannot handle complicated tasks. We are talking about a very complicated task which required multiple steps. And you know, generative AI will go into hallucination, right? And it will start generating something which doesn't have any meaning. But here, when I clicked on R1, I was surprised that it's having exactly, see, it started again talking with itself. Okay, let me do this. So it is actually preparing what it should do. And then at the end, it was able to give me exactly the same value, 8356 and 109, exactly the same. And this shows us that reasoning model is much better than the previous kind of models we used to use, okay, in ChatGPT. And by the way, if you are not having subscription with ChatGPT, you can't use it. You can't use it. However, with DeepSeek, then that is the second thing which I wanted to say, that it is free of cost. So there is no limit with respect to number of prompts you can insert with DeepSeek R1. I'm talking about the reasoning model. However, with ChatGPT, what is the thing is that O3, or sorry, O1, it wasn't actually there for the free users, but for O3, because of DeepSeek, they kept it available for the free users for only limited time. Even for the subscribers like me, I have my subscription. I can use it for almost 120 or 150 times if I remember correctly. If you want to use it unlimited, you need to go with a Pro. And the Pro means you need to pay $200 per month. And that is very costly, of course, right? So that's why DeepSeek is, with respect to cost, it is very cheap. It's free of cost, actually, here when we talk about the using it from the user interface of DeepSeek, right? So that is the second advantage of DeepSeek. The third advantage is that it's open source. Open source means that you can go ahead, you can use it. It doesn't require license. You don't need to subscribe, and you can also further enhance it and create your own product after that. So China people, they are very confident. Immediately, they published also the research paper. Let me show you. If you will go to their website, you are going to see that if you will scroll down, by the way, you will find that they are comparing their models with OpenAI, blah, blah, blah. But if you will scroll down, you are going to see the research. So here we have DeepSeek LLM. If you click on it, you're going to see exactly what is there. So here we have DeepSeek, and you can see here the paper link. By the way, all the code is here. So even the code they are not hiding. This is the meaning of open source, that they kept the code accessible by everyone. You can go ahead and you can further enhance it. And also the research paper is there. Whoever is interested, you can go and you can check it. It's very nice to understand how these models were created, right? So if you are interested, you can go ahead and you can check it. This is the meaning of an open source. But when we talk about OpenAI, in fact, everything is closed. It's only the name open, but it's not really open. Fine. So now let us talk about the local deployment. So because it's an open source model, there is a way to use it, and you can also download it. So I'm going to show you how you can have your own copy, okay, of DeepSeek. And this is very good actually and excellent for companies, because if we are working in a company, or if we are talking about the corporate application, we cannot share everything on Copilot or ChatGPT, right, or Gemini. We have always restrictions because these data will be available on the cloud. However, because of DeepSeek and because of this new option where you can download it within your local server, of course, it requires a high configuration. I'm not saying that with normal PC you will be able to run it, but we are going to see what are the options available. However, it's free of cost. I'm sure that most of the big companies, they will start now having their own LLM, which is used in-house. Fine, so they don't need to use the normal general public LLM. They can have their own copy, and it is private. It will always maintain data privacy, and it will always maintain data security, right? So let us try to go and see how you can download it, just for you to understand that this is something which today I can access it without having internet connection, and it's going to be available within my PC or the company server. but you need to have a very good PC configuration. Otherwise, it doesn't work. But let me tell you how you can download it, because it is super easy. For us to download it, we need to go to something we call it. We call it Olama. So Olama is actually the platform which will allow us to install the LLM, which is DeepSeek. So if I will go to Olama, and I can send you all of these links. You can get it from here, olama.com. So Olama will allow me to run multiple LLMs. So if I want to run, for example, Llama, if I want to run DeepSeek, I can run all of these locally from my machine. Okay. Again, you should have a very good configuration, as I said. So what I need to do, I need to go to Olama, click on download, and based on your operating system, you can decide what to download. After you download Olama, then you need to go to models. And the models here, you are going to see all the available LLMs, open source. And DeepSeek, as you can see, it is the latest open source available, and you can go ahead, just to click on it, and here you have different versions. Why we have different versions? Because different models of LLM will always have different parameters. So when they came out with 3.5 ChatGPT model, it was, I believe, I don't know, maybe 250 billion parameters, could be. And then after that, it became 500, 1 trillion, blah, blah, blah. So this is exactly the same. The more number of parameters means it is more accurate, means it can handle more complicated tasks. Fine. However, if you are going to run all of these on your PC, usually you will not be able to do it if you don't have a very good configuration. And here you can see the space it required. So for 7 billion model, it is 4.7 GB. And if you want to go further into 671, this is exactly for R1. So if you will download this which require 400 GB, you are going to get the same R1 which we have over the internet, locally, without internet connection. But if you are not going to have a very good configuration, it's going to be very slow, and your PC will stuck, even if you have this space. So I encourage you to have GPU, to maybe not install it in a normal laptop, just have it in a sort of a server, and this can be used for the whole company. It's very simple. So now how I can download it? Here we have this command. I just need to copy it. I will go to command prompt, and from here I just need to run it. It will take almost, of course, depend on the one which you are going to install. For me, I installed 7 billion because I just wanted to test it, to try it. Again, this is a reasoning model. It's not a normal model, and still you can download it. So it is super, super amazing. So I downloaded the 7 billion model, which is 5 GB. So again, it take almost 1 hour. It took 1 hour from me. And then after that, see, now I can immediately use it. If I will say, what is UAE capital? Okay, it will go ahead and start replying to me. And maybe you are going to say that I don't like how it looks like from command prompt. That is not a problem, because now it is available on my PC, right? See, now it replied. Now it's available on my PC. I can create a user interface for that. Maybe I can create another video for this, right? But for now, I just wanted to show you that this is why everyone is talking about DeepSeek. It's because of the cost, because you can download it. Where OpenAI, you cannot do both. It's not free. It's free only for the basic models, but for the reasoning model, it's not free. Here we have unlimited access. You can download it, and that's why everyone is talking about it. Not only that, the last part which I wanted to explain is what we call it APIs. So here we would like to say that when we talk about API, what we mean by an API here, if you are not a technical person, so we have a lot of companies nowadays, they do business and they provide generative AI applications. However, if you will go and you will read about the documentation, you will find that they are using at the background ChatGPT. They are not actually doing the AI part. What they are doing is that they are creating a user interface. Fine. So you will go and you will feed information. Let us assume that we are in the academy. We need some time to get some outlines, right? So you'll find a lot of tools available where you can go and you can put the topic, and then after that it gives you the outlines, correct? And then it gives you the content. And then after that, it will put the content on a presentation, something like Gamma, right? So how they are getting this information the moment you put the topic? They are not doing it themselves. they are actually connected at the background with something like ChatGPT, or maybe ChatGPT, because it is the best, right? So it is connected, and that connection is what we call it an API. So ChatGPT, it's having its own API. If you will use it, you can access ChatGPT. So for you as an end user, you can only see that user interface of the company, but you don't know that at the background, this user interface is actually going to take this information, whatever you will put in that entry field, and will send it to ChatGPT. ChatGPT will get the response, and it will be populated there on their website. And you will end up subscribing with their websites, right? So how they are doing it, maybe I can explain it in another video, but I wanted to tell you that because of this API option, many people, they are making a lot of business. We call it startups, right? And they are launching a lot of and providing a lot of services using generative AI. Now, by using OpenAI, it was somehow costly compared to what we have here in DeepSeek. They are talking about almost 90% less, price with respect to API. Let me actually show you here. If you will go to DeepSeek website, you're going to see here that we have again two models, as I said, V3 and R1. And you can see here, see the 1 million token input price is 0.014. 0.014, 1 million token. This is the amazing part here. So if I want to create an application, of course I'm going to consider DeepSeek, right? So I can just create and focus on the user interface, and I can get the response from DeepSeek. It is very cheap and very suitable for me to make business. So at the end, I just wanted to show you some of the features of DeepSeek, why people, they are talking about it. It's not a normal engine. This is just the start. And because now the technology went from US into China now, so we are going to start seeing a lot of improvement, a lot of competitive price, and a lot of new services and features in the future. And this is all going to be for the user benefits. Thank you so much, and see you again in some other video. Thank you.